Everyone, thanks so much for joining me. So, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about the Zodiac and money. Okay. So, I wanted to help you think through like what might be a couple of signs that you want to hang out with if you want to get your money game where it needs to be. So, I would say, 3 or 4 signs that I would hang out with to make money. And now some people are not going to fall into this category. So just keep in mind that, you know, that's important too. One is, of course, and it's probably one of the most famous signs as far as making money goes. That is the Capricorn. My dad was a Capricorn. No matter what, Capricorns get into the bag. They make more money, almost work more hours than I've ever seen anyone work. Capricorns. They think about work. They think it's like hard work is important to them. You must work. That's their thinking often. It's like gotta work, gotta focus on, you know, making money, working. You got this what you need to be focused on thinking about. And in the eyes of a Capricorn, you need a purpose, you need some kind of mission in life, you need to be thinking about making money. That is important. So one thing, again, Capricorn does, they make money. So you should be thinking about ways that you can make money. What's the best way for you to make money doing something that, one, you're good at, two, you enjoy, and three, you can make a ton of money at? That's over the top of all of that. But I'm telling you, it's important. Consider um do do the thing that you can, again, enjoy doing, that you um can make a lot of money, a ton of money doing, and that you are good at doing. Okay. That's what I would say is important for you to remember. Um, but Capricorns, because like I said, their focus is work. They don't mind taking their time, strategizing, figuring things out, planning way ahead for the future. They think about all these things. They have a long-term vision that a lot of people might not have. Now, another sign that does this, I would say, two more signs, 2 or 3, I would say, but definitely two. The next is the Taurus. The Taurus will work double shifts every single day of the week. They'll be dead tired, get up and do it again the next week. They don't care. They will work and work and work because just like Capricorns, love nice things, want nice things, like to be around other people that also like nice things. They also plan ahead for the future. They will plan months, years in advance. If they can, they think long term, they strategize, They want to build something, just like the Capricorns. Capricorns are focused a lot on family. They want a beautiful home. They want, beautiful vehicles. I mean, they have vision. They have things in mind for this future. And they're picky, very picky. I would say they want nice things. They want people around them. They don't mind people, I think, that are like arrogant either. Same thing I would say with Taurus, but to a lesser extent, I would say. So, and maybe what I'll do is do a video where I do each of them separately, breaking them down to talk about their money making type of strategies too. But I would say, again, Tauruses love nice things, love money, love to be able to spend and do whatever they want to do. They want to plan, for the future. But they don't like people around them begging them for stuff now. I think Capricorns are a little more free hearted with their money, and they don't mind taking care of the people that they love. But they also are afraid at times. Same thing with the Taurus, that someone's going to try to take advantage of them and they don't like it. But I think they try to, judge character and see what's in a person's heart. I think with Capricorns also, I know I'm going back and forth between them, but I just thought about more things as I'm talking about the Taurus. But I think with Capricorns, they think they don't want it to be this way, but they think of life as like transactional at times. And they're like, well, that's okay. Um, we exchange, I give money, they give value, and that's the way it's going to be. And they're like disappointed about it because they have ideals. They think the world works in a certain way. And they're at times, I feel like, kind of naive, which can be very sweet when they get paired up with someone like a Taurus, because a Taurus is kind of naive too, and they sometimes don't know what's going on or if someone's trying to take advantage of them. At first, they're like, well, it's their obligation to help, and then they're like, wait, someone's trying to take advantage of me and I don't owe them, it's not fair. And then they start to think, oh, I don't have to do that, and then they pull back. But like I'm saying with Capricorns, I feel like they don't mind taking care of the people that they love, and they do feel like it's their duty to do that. If they're, if you think about getting into a relationship, they're the ultimate provider. They're like, fine, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to work. I'm going to take care of things. I just need you to play your role. And I feel like they would be better. Um, this, I don't, traditionally, I would say, stay at home parents, I'll put it like that, are better as not Capricorns as their partners, because Capricorns will get out, work, they'll make the money, they'll take care of the bills and everything. They're picky, they want you to play your role, take care of things, they want you to do a certain thing, be a certain way, and that's what they want. Like I was saying with the Taurus, I think they're less so focused on family like that. And I think they're more focused on just having a nice life, making lots of money, doing what they want to do. You know, they're kind of, maybe both of them are kind of, they're not going to necessarily be world travelers or out at the latest parties, out popping champagne and, talking to, you know, the most, I don't know, trending person or whatever. They're not like that. They're more focused on family, home, doing whatever they need to do, and that's their focus. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I want to move on to the next one, which is the Sagittarius. Sagittarius is also the type of person, if you want to make money, hang out with Sagittarius. They're super smart. Um, They, just like Capricorn, I would say misunderstood a lot of the time. They don't hang out with a lot of people. Often some of them do actually are, and they're very social, and that's how they gain a lot of their status, and they make connections that can help them make a lot of money too. Sagittarius, I would say, is more social, but some of them you can find are not. They're they're like, I don't want to hang out, I don't want to, you know, but a lot of people love Sagittarius people and they want to hang out with them. They never meet a stranger. They're cool, they're laid back, they can be really funny, really smart, um, very interesting people. They also are very long-term planners, thinkers. They want unlimited access to money. They dream big, they think big, and a lot of other people don't think that way. But Sagittarius people do think that way. They don't understand at times why other people have a hard time doing things because they don't, or sometimes they don't have the experience, and when they get the experience, they still are like, the world should work a certain way, and why is this happening to them? Um, Sometimes they will keep going doing things, and someone else will have to point things out to them, the error of their ways, and they will stop. But often they get going on a path and they keep going. But again, it's that thing of thinking that the world works a certain way, and they play their part, they expect their partner to play their part, and they think it all works out right, and they have their formula, their way that they see things and people, and get disillusioned because they find out that the world doesn't work that way. And similar to what I was saying with the Capricorn, they're kind of disappointed. But I think Sagittarius can handle it better, a little bit better. I don't know. That's a judgment call, I would say. So I guess it depends on who it is, how they were raised and all that stuff. Um, but another person I would say that's also a hard worker and loves to make money, loves nice things, is a fighter, is the Aries. We will work tons of hours. We don't care how many hours we work. We may set the record for the number of hours worked. We like to figure out how we can work smart. And if we don't have to work a lot of hours, we won't, in order to reach a certain goal. That's the thing for us. And I think, you know, Capricorns are looking at Aries like, why are you trying to figure out how not to work as many hours? And then the Capricorn comes to this conclusion. They're like, oh, you could work like half the hours and make like twice the money. Why wouldn't you do that? So I think they're both fascinated by each other. That's something else that I could get into, but um, I think the Aries needs to work because they're initiators, they're starters. So they would be great at startup companies or being athletes or like a sports psychologist or something like that. They like to work. They like to, what I'm saying is, move their bodies. They need that. Capricorns need that too. I feel like Tauruses do to a certain extent. Sagittarius, not necessarily, but they like to move too. But I feel like when the Aries meets with the Capricorn, they're like, they inspire the Capricorn to flourish and to work on their spirituality, their love life, family, and stuff like that. And they're in awesome times because of what Aries could do in the area of love and spirituality. And I think the Aries is really fascinated and encouraged by the Capricorn in their, achievements in work and business and finances. And so they're getting pushed to build in that area. I would say Taurus and Capricorn, if they could work together, they could be unstoppable financial powerhouse as a couple. Thinking long term the way that they do, both of them together, I think it could be crazy. Same thing, Sagittarius and Capricorn, if they really get together, and both of them work on their vision and they really do it, they could also be a powerhouse, like a power couple, pretty unstoppable. Um, yes, so what I'll do maybe is another time make up more videos on these signs individually and maybe how you can join them, and together you could build something, or at least you could develop friendships with them and maybe build something that way, partner with them to do projects or build businesses and things like that. All right. So I want to thank you for joining me. I'm going to end the video for now, but I want to bring some more videos soon. As always, I say happy lightning fast manifesting, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. All right, love y'all. Bye for now.